Hey, I'm glad you're here today. I don't believe in coincidences or anything. Everything is meant to happen, and the fact that you found this video today means that maybe it has a message for you. And I'd like to talk about surrender today. If you know my past at all, if you've watched any of my videos, I've been on quite a journey of overcoming things that have happened in my life, overcoming toxic things, abuse and toxic thoughts, and I've just been on a real journey of awakening to who I am, and stepping into that reality, that truth of who I am. And in doing so, I found myself learning all about surrender. And there's I see so many conversations on Facebook, on Instagram about surrender. And it's not about surrendering to somebody else's willpower, if you will, or somebody else's demands. What surrender is surrendering up that which is holding us back, surrendering into that good voice inside of you that's leading you in the right direction, surrendering into what it is that you actually want. For me, I wanted to be loved and accepted. I wanted to be loved unconditionally and to be accepted for who I am. And that all had to start with me, right? So first of all, I surrendered up those ideas I was carrying around that I couldn't trust, that if I got into a relationship, I would just be betrayed, that, different things, that I wasn't good enough, I wasn't worthy enough. I had to surrender those up and quit believing them. I had to quit coming into agreement with that, right? And it's been a journey, that's for sure. And if you're on the journey, you know what I'm talking about, right? And it's just taking one step forward at a time. And even when we fall down, or even when we slow down, we just keep moving forward. We keep surrendering ourselves up, those beliefs that have been holding us back, those thoughts and everything. I have this saying that came to me that changed my life forever, and it's what I allow will continue. And I began to apply that to my life and realize that I didn't want what I had had all along in my life. And what I allow will continue set me free, because I realized I'd been allowing myself to play in to these lies in my head, to these toxic thoughts and stuff. And that just wasn't the truth, right? I'll tell you something. You're incredible. If you're sitting here right now, standing, whatever, you're on earth, you're incredible. You're an amazing person, right? And so to surrender up those thoughts that come against any of that truth, and to come out of agreement with that. And then surrender means to surrender into your truth, right? And allow it to be on the feminine path, on that divine feminine path. It's all about surrender, because before we can start receiving, we need to surrender. We need to surrender ourselves and surrender into that energy that loves us, right? Surrender into love. You can't grow tender dreams in toxic soil, right? You just can't grow a beautiful, loving dream in toxic soil. If you're carrying thoughts around that are toxic, that's what's going to keep creating in your life. I know this because that's what happened in my life, right? And that's what happens in people I work with. So all the answers are within us, and the power lays within us. And what are we going to do with it, right? So on my journey, I knew a little bit about surrender. I was doing it, kind of like what I talked about. I went on a 5-month journey where I continuously surrendered into that God power. You might call it God, universe, creator, source, divine, whatever, whatever you want to call it. But that power that's within us, that leads us, that good voice that's in us, right? And I just kept surrendering into that, and allowing whatever to happen, like good people coming into my life. Instead of looking through a lens that I couldn't trust or that I would be betrayed, I began to look through the lens of love. I surrendered into love. And then amazing things started to happen. And fast forward a whole bunch now, and I received my king. Like that relationship that I had really wanted, that I really, really wanted. But I kept, before before I surrendered up my trust issues and my betrayal issues and stuff, I would attract people that I couldn't trust, right? Because that's what I was vibrating at. So when I decided to give that up and operate differently, um, great things started to happen. And there's a lot of people that, I know you're probably sitting there like, oh, well, how do you do that? How do you do that? And the first step is to come out of agreement with it, is to realize how amazing and wonderful you are, and to realize that you deserve more. I'll tell you something, if you have a dream of that relationship, or you have a dream that you can live with unconditionally love, that you can be accepted, that you can have that sacred union, then it's in you for a reason. Okay, it's actually your next step, and the only thing is you keep stubbing your toe on whatever issue it is. Like I said, for me it was trust and betrayal, and so once you move that big stone out of the way, your journey becomes smoother. Okay, now if you're looking for ways to do it, or looking for some help, some support, reach out to me. This is what I help people do. Okay, and because I did it myself and I do it for others. So surrender is actually a beautiful journey. And, I mentioned before about the divine feminine path, key thing being divine, right? It's not the toxic feminine path, it's the divine feminine path. Surrendering will help you. It is a very important step, and it's a step we take many, many, many times, okay, in releasing stuff, in allowing stuff to come into our lives, right? And by stuff, I mean, relationships, emotional attachments, healthy emotional attachments, like love. Love is healthy. Love does not have to be toxic. It does not have to be what the world has taught us. Love in itself is healthy, is beautiful, it's healing, right? And that's what I've been experiencing. That's what I've been experiencing is the flow. It's interesting. I just took a drink of water, and water flows, right? Water's like energy, all right? And so what happens is when we don't allow that love energy to flow in our life, it ends up getting dammed up within us like a dam of water, like a river being dammed up, right? And then it explodes in different ways. It leaks out and it explodes in unhealthy ways. As a feminine, we're supposed to feel. We're made to feel. Humans themselves have emotions, right? We're meant to feel that. So allow it to flow out. Feel it, allow it to flow out. Don't dam things up. Just allow them to flow out in order to release them. And then surrender. Surrender to the fact that you are amazing and you were made to be loved because you are love. All right. This is just some first steps to take. There's more than that, but I just wanted to jump on here quickly and do a quick video on surrender. So think about surrendering for yourself. Okay. Not to your cranky boss or, cranky boyfriend or whatever, or, people who are trying to control you. No, don't surrender to them. They're just trying to survive in their own world, and they're just trying to control things. Surrender to yourself. Okay. Surrender to that love energy and watch your world open up. Like I said, my world opened up one step at a time, and I was able to receive my king. I was able to receive my masculine as he flowed into my life. I was allowing it, and I was receiving him. Okay. I hope this video reached you and it brightened your day a bit, gave you something to think about anyways, right? With surrender. Now, I know you can do it. Okay. I know you can do it. And I know you can do it because I've done it and because other people have done it. And I like this saying from this movie. I quote this saying all the time. It's from The Edge. It was a movie with Anthony Hopkins in it, and about a bear. But he said, what one man can do, another man can do. So if one person can do it, another person can do it. And I know you can do it. So start off by surrendering to yourself, right? And surrender up those things that just don't work for you anymore, and help you change your life. Power of surrender. It's very powerful, very strong. I know you got this. All right. Take care.